Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Beyond the Summit presentation of Starladder Europe. This is going to be Hellraisers versus Power Rangers here. Thanks for tuning in once again. As a reminder, this is a bit of a ghetto cast here. I'm not suited for streaming as far as internet rates go, but I still can manage a bandwidth somewhere between 480p and 720p resolution, and hopefully that'll be sufficient at least for today's broadcast. Thought it would just be a game or two, but as the problems continue to afflict Beyond the Summit studio, the fact that they cannot connect to the internet, the Verizon providers are doing them no good as far as getting back online. It may be for the long haul, maybe all four of the remaining games. We'll have to see. In either case, hopefully you guys are going to enjoy some Dota along with me or whoever is going to be streaming from this point forward. But speaking of me, I am Blaze. Hopefully you guys have heard me cast with Zero or LD previously, but if you haven't, I'm at Blaze Casting, and today I am joined by none other than Egad Casts. How's it going, man?
It's going well. Had a nice little break here. We're finally into the game. We have a doozy. Power Rangers are going to be coming off a win against Cleve in the Synergy League, and Hellraisers. They've been having a little bit of a tough time. They're looking for someone to fill in Aloha Dance's shoes, as he's on album sheets now, and it looks like it'll be. I don't know how to say his name. I think it might be Jendi. The numbers just kind of filling out his letters, but. Whatever. The bands already went on through. The Hellraisers taking away the Razor, the Batrider, Wisp, and Treant Protector. So, gotta say, taking away the Treant, it's rather interesting. I'm not sure if PR have been playing with him or around him, but they'll pick up the Prophet and the Marauder as their first two picks. And then Power Rangers taking away the powerful Tower Blade, Skywrath, and then Centaur. So, they pick up Prophet and Luna with that.
Yeah, so we'll see what they can accomplish with this early kind of aggro play. We have seen a couple of their core players pick up the Luna more frequently and try to do just a lot of really early burst nuke potential. Around level 11 in particular is really when that hero shines. But it's interesting to see it picked up in the first phase here. I honestly don't think it's that strong of a hero. Has its merits as far as bursting down a Death Prophet. Has potential as far as fighting in the jungle and moving around in the moonlight very effectively. But they obviously have some very clear plan in mind, or they just don't want to give up more of their strategy here as the picks go on by to pick up a Luna this early on, as it's not one you often see banned out, even against teams that are more familiar with each other's picks. At least for now, we're just going to be seeing potentially Nexus picking that up. Nexus is interesting. He used to be, in my opinion, one of the best CIS region type carry players, and recently has kind of been relegated to a support role. Not to say that support role is weaker, but this guy can farm like a madman. So we'll see him in the stand-in status where he might pick up either composition, and I'm curious to see exactly how he's going to be able to work with this Power Rangers lineup.
And is that other stand-in for Power Rangers, is that Moonlight or is that somebody else? We just Zik, I believe.
We just Zik is a different independent individual, so that is not
okay, so. All right, so two subs. We'll see what they can do. The next two picks coming on in from Hellraisers and Power Rangers are going to be Vengeful Spirit and then the Shadow Demon. So two supports. And Shadow Demon can set up for a good roaming support if they pick up a Marana to go with that and put that in the lane. But okay, Sand King. So we could see that work pretty well as well. Disruption into the Burrow Strike could work out pretty well. Or maybe Sand King just goes to farm his Blink Dagger in the jungle.
So yeah, a lot of potential there. Shadow Demon and Sand King have the roaming combo. They're able to really respond well to situations like the defensive disruption against the arrow, getting burst nuke like I was talking about against the Death Prophet. They really want to bring down this Crobulus very early on, and it's going to be about amplifying the damage with Soul Catcher, getting maybe third or half an eclipse on her while the epicenter is in play as well. So they get all that magical nuke, and pre-BKB, Death Prophet will just really get torn asunder, and there's not much that she can do, unfortunately. She's a hero that really needs to survive throughout the team fight in order to really do her damage, and until she gets at least the Yule, she's not going to be confident in her ability to do just that. So we'll see what she can accomplish, but for now, it's going to be the Ancient Apparition pickup to go with the Vengeful Spirit. Good, not necessarily roaming duo, but a really good kill potential combo. But they're mostly going to be staying in a defensive position. They're going to be pulling. You're going to be gaining experience to get Ancient Apparition to level 6, and that's where he really shines. But this does mean that the Marana will be a core hero.
All right, I gotta say I like pairing it up with a decent amount of CC as well. You get the strike and the disruption, and then even the increased damage from Soul Catcher, and you just drop a beam on top of that. If it's a maxed out beam as well, they're gonna have a rough time. And Vengeful Spirit and Ancient Apparition, they're not known for their high HP pools. So we'll see if they can do anything in that. Even if it's going to be an aggressive tri lane versus an aggressive tri lane, it probably more favor the Luna. So we'll see what the last pick is going to look to be. They need that mid laner to go up against the Prophet, and with no Razor, you can't just default to that. And okay, Dragon Knight will be the pickup there. Gotta say, I like that pickup. Late game, if he has the Shadow Blade and just charges on in and gets that 3-second stun, 3.25 second stun, excuse me, it'll be pretty rough to deal with. And he's got a good amount of burst damage on top of that skill with Luna.
Yeah, most definitely. So we'll be seeing a kind of a pseudo-push, pseudo-teamfight type build-up from Power Rangers. This is a kind of lineup that they've run for years. So, I mean, obviously this team has been, at least 3 or 4 members of the roster have been together for over 2.5 years. And this is the kind of stuff they've drafted way back then, too. I mean, Luna, Dragon Knight, Razor Prophet has been kind of a combination of push-oriented heroes, push-minded heroes at the very least, that could work in the same lineup for any meta, essentially. It doesn't really matter if it's Deathball meta or if it's going to be farming 4 Protect 1 meta. These heroes are flexible in their timings as long as they're used appropriately. Power Rangers can make a lot of things happen. But on the Radiant side, I have to say it comes down to how Shadow Demon and Sand King move, if Sand King is going to be farming up the jungle, if Hellraisers are going to ward that up at all, and just how reactive and proactive they're going to be in the early laning stage.
Yeah, big thing is going to be if they can get those sentries out early and deny the Sand King farm. It might even deny the Nature's Prophet as well, because if he cannot work in that off lane, then he'll try to default back to the jungle. And if he can't farm in the jungle, he's going to have a really, really rough time. But that all depends on if he can last in this tri lane at all. But we'll see. The roaming supports could come out as well from the SK and the Shadow Demon. So Power Rangers have that going for themselves as well if Luna can find herself in a safe position. Hellraisers do need that last pick, though. It looks like they need... The Mirana could offlane, so they could look for a harder carry. Maybe... Trying to think what they could synergize with that, like a Morphling or... I don't know. Brewmaster, all right.
Brewmaster's fine. It enables their teamfight quite a bit, but I'm almost positive they wanted Dread's Faceless Void. He's plays a lot of Faceless Void over the past few weeks, and it just would work really well with the Ancient Apparition, with the Death Prophet. It's just the hero that sets it up, but if you don't pick it in the second phase, you're certainly not going to be able to expect it to make it all the way through, and it's a very astute ban from Power Rangers there. But yeah, Hellraisers right now, the one thing that I don't like about Artstyle's drafts is how squishy his lineups can be. With Brewmaster aside, 4 heroes of Hellraisers are so darn vulnerable to just burst damage coming out, and it really just takes a coordinated effort from Cheshire Cat to move, to counter, initiate, and to just deliver some right clicks, deliver a couple of spells, and these heroes will be dropping very, very quickly.
They have no way to get out Sprout besides the leap from Mirana, so they're dead once they're sprouted pretty much. Unless you're Prophet and you just like Yules and drop Exorcism, but that's a time for a different story to see if they have that.
Sure.
But it's going to be interesting. I gotta say, the PR draft is very, very flexible. They can pretty much go where they please, and the Prophet ganks too are going to be something to watch out for. But Hellraisers, if that Prophet gets rolling, if Ancient Apparition ever finds an Ag Scepter, that's going to be good for them.
Oh yeah, definitely. A lot of potential for the lineup, no doubt about it. They wouldn't pick up the heroes if they thought they couldn't do anything with them. But the question is how they're going to get on their feet, how quick they're going to get the Blink Dagger up, and how relevant this Venge is going to be. Because a lot of times you see a Venge hover between level 4 and level 8, let's say, for a very long period of the early mid-game. And you don't really see her have that much potential until she gets to level 11, gets that swap up, and a lot of teams just don't really emphasize getting the levels on a hero that can really benefit from it. Looks like we will have a small little break here on the side of Hellraisers, so it is going to be a bit of a wait for art style here, and that gives a little bit more time to talk about the... Okay, there we go. But the draft and where we think the action is going to be the most. I mean, the First Blood, so on and so forth.
If Artstyle could find the arrows and maybe they could follow it up, I would say we could see like the first blood come towards the rune, just possibly, because contesting for these first runes seems to be really important to these teams, and if you get an early bounty rune, that helps you out quite a bit. We saw it last game help out the Medusa on Empire side, but in the end she couldn't win, unfortunately. But it helps her gets that level 2 faster if the supports just kind of stay towards the side and stack the jungle a little bit. But we'll see.
I would place my bets on a smoke wraparound gang coming in from Shadow Demon Sand King towards the mid lane. getting the Dragon Tail, the Disruption, and the Burst Strike, not in that order, would really have the best kill potential, I think. And obviously, they want to put emphasis on shutting the Death Prophet down. So, that's just speculation. We'll get into the facts. Right now, we're looking at the side of Power Rangers and their roster here. From left to right, we're going to be looking at Cheshire Cat, around the Nature's Prophet, Pirouetting in the Well. He'll be looking to summon Treants. No Treants for the runes. He's actually scouting out the lanes, but well, we already see some camped in the pit. Anyways,
it's a fun position to take that pit as well, because you can't see anything because it's on high ground. It's a little ramp there, and if you just pop out with that ward that's actually placed up here, you can really just catch anybody off guard, which is what they were trying to do, unfortunately. But no one walks in, so they can't get anything out of it. So they get the free rune at least, which is nice, and depending on what it is, it could help out art style quite a bit in his farming on this core Marana. And
here we go.
What is it going to be here? All right, illusion for J4, and there's the bounty for art style.
Cool. So, continue the intros. We got We Just Thick on the Shadow Demon supporting it up. He's got a couple clarities, so he is going to be looking to be very active, spam with some spells, maybe help J4 if he is lacking one extra clarity there. I think he's a bit more mana dependent. But otherwise, J4 on that Sand King. There's going to be Nexus running on the Luna. Haven't seen this guy play carry in a while, but yeah, it really is a treat. This guy finds farm out of nowhere. But finally, to round it all off, Power Rangers are going to be running Shots Club with the Bottle Rush build here in the mid lane on the Dragonite.
All right, and Dread going to be taking the off-lane Brewmaster to see what he can do against the Nature's Prophet. So both Tri-Lanes actually going to be going up against each other. Yoki on that mid-lane Prophet. I'm going to call them Jendi for now on the Vengeful Spirit. Going to be looking to support that one up. Art Style going to be farming on that Marana, and then Dubas on the Ancient Apparition. Going to be really dependent on him. He can negate the Dragon Knight's regeneration quite heavily and use that Ice Blast pretty well. We'll see if he's got the sniper shots in himself. But for now, they're just going to be farming it up. A little bit of a pause. And I'm wondering which lane is going to win out here in the tri-lane, because it's going to be pretty dangerous with the Sand King still jungling for a little while.
Yeah, he has to stay close to home. Like, he can't actually just go out and farm with the western camp. Even the central camp that you see the hard spawn on is probably going to be a weak point. So for now, it's just going to be pulling for him, and it will delay his progression, but it's also going to keep Luna farming, which is far more important, to be honest, because Nexus really needs to be able to build up towards a nice kind of tanky mid-game with a nice little bit of mobility as well. He likes to farm fast, and an item like Yasha and Treads or Phase is going to put him well on his way to that capacity. But guys, just because I didn't get the chance to mention it, I do want to preface this cast with the fact that I am running on very limited amounts of sleep. I've been up for 25 hours now, and I've been casting, well, honestly, for 24 hours ago is when I started casting, and it's just been on and off since then. But yeah, hopefully most of what I say will still be non-gibberish, and we'll be able to enjoy the games alongside one another. But yeah,
that's why I'm here. I'm here to piece it together, just in case it falls apart.
Definitely.
All right, but it looks like I like the combo actually from this Marana tri-lane too, because you can just arrow into Cold Feet, and then if you follow it up with a stun from Vengeful 2, they're just pretty much guaranteed to die. And they're actually just running straight towards this regen here. Gotta be careful, J4. There's actually the Sprout gonna come out. No, he doesn't have it, unfortunately. And they're gonna turn this around. There's the damage coming in from the Chilling Touch. Shoshlo is gonna make his way over as well. J4, no, he doesn't have enough range, but the disruption is there. They get the extra damage on top of Dubas. Will he be able to deny himself is the question. No, that Dragon's Breath. I mean, the Breath of Fire, excuse me, is just so strong with 2 levels in it, and they get first blood from Power Rangers' side.
Yeah, very nice movement there. The Soul Catcher amplifying the Breathe Fire so much, and yeah, these heroes are squished. They get hit by one spell, you're going to be able to chain it up with 2 or 3 more, and they're going to be dead before they hit the ground, especially when it comes to the Burrow Strike, which actually literally knocks them in the air. But for now, the boots advantage for Luna and J4. Already high base movement speed, particularly on the Luna. She actually has the highest base MS in the game, tied with a few others. But we'll see if they can get the initiation they're looking for, or if they're going to be kind of wandering about. Right now, without the pull available, the ward's kind of blocking that off. They are kind of just lurking, waiting, but HR aren't going to be really overstepping their bounds once again.
And with that TP down, you know, Cheshire Cat kind of gave Dread a lot of space to farm up, and the top 3 last hitters right now are currently from Hellraiser's side, so they're doing pretty well, and Yoki is leading that board as well. We saw Prophet farm up last time from, oh man, it was Empire versus, I can't remember the match, but he did pretty well, and actually Brewmaster goes down up top, and I mean, he got the kill on Cheshire Cat, excuse me.
Yeah,
I'm all over the place. I'm just looking everywhere.
Yeah, no, definitely. I was actually in the general region, but I had an alt tab, something popped up on the side, and I wanted to make sure that I wasn't like crashing the stream and everything's ruined. So unfortunately, I kind of missed a lot of that. It was just a trading back and forth. A couple of good claps come through, a couple of good crits, and that Orb of Venom does some good work. But now J4 will connect with the Burrow Strike, and with Cheshire Cat rotating, they can get some real kills out of this. Nice dodge of the arrow too.
Gendy's out of the picture for now. There's a Sprout on the Dubas, but he does have a Tango to eat in his way out. J4 gotta be a little careful. They're taking quite a bit of damage. Artside with not enough mana to follow up though, so it'll be the 1-for-1 trade globally, I guess, and then with Cheshire Cat spawning, he just teleports down and picks up a counter kill.
Yep, so right now Shaslo's going to take some big hits from Yoki, but the mana is going to be in his hands as he just gets the chance to bottle up continuously, and obviously the both runes are off the table, so Yoki has the haste, Shaslo has no restoratives to this point, and might actually, he's bringing out the courier now for the
art style.
Nice disruption.
They're going to disrupt him up. They can't follow though. Unfortunate.
Yeah,
J4.
The timing is very difficult for spells like that. Like the Burrow Strike, you can't do it too late or the leap comes through. You can't do it too early or you miss the Burrow Strike. And also the fact that the Soul Catcher missed, it made it that much more difficult to kill, that they just didn't want to bite off more than they could chew.
And there's the counter wards actually coming in. They're doing pretty well here. The Radiant Ward can not see the Dire Ward, unfortunately. It's literally just out of range from seeing each other. But it's going to time out soon enough, and they're kind of sad that they can't stack up for the Sand King right now. And he's going to go roam out just a bit. He only has boots currently. He can't stack his jungle effectively. But he does have that one big camp right here. So we'll see him probably look to stack that up and then try to farm it out. But Dread, he's working his way towards a Blink Dagger, the Orb of Venom helping him kill Cheshire Cat there, and we're gonna see that Null Talisman Blade Mail build coming in from this Prophet soon enough.
Yeah, and I mean, we've seen variations of this build. I mean, you can go for the Mass Null Talismans and then go for the Maelstrom, so deliver a lot of right-click damage. I personally would like to see some Crystallis play, because I think it's a lot better than the Blade Mail as far as a casual pickup that'll enhance your damage output, but for now, we'll see J4 initiating on a Yoki. He got a nice bounty rune, but that's all he's going to be taking with him as the chain stun comes out, and Shaslo picks up the last hit. So Cheshire Cat showing how active he loves to be on this Nature's Prophet. We've seen it time and time again, but being involved in all 3 kills, and now putting some pressure on the lane as well. The Corrosive Breath will take down the tier 1 a little bit, and these Trance will help to tank it up in the meantime.
And I gotta say, props to Cheshire Cat. His teleports have been on point so far. Pretty much putting himself in every kill that's happened on Power Rangers right now. There's a teleport coming on in towards mid, but Yoki's not gonna be able to do much, and they do end up taking a kill down onto J4, but Marana will end up trading it out as it'll be We Just Zik picking up that counter kill.
They put him in a very difficult position with the disruption. He was not putting the way he wanted to leap, and if he leapt into the river, he'd be walking into a couple other members of PR. So in the end, he does get taken down, gets a kill taken with him, but still a very favorable move for PR, as obviously the Marana is the core hero here.
Indeed. So trading that support for the core, no problem. It's back up top. J4 is going to just go on in, and he's got to be a little careful. They have the Sentry. There's a stun coming on through, and oh man, he'll end up dying to the Wave of Terror, as that was a bit of misplay there. I guess he didn't see the Sentry on the Vengeful Spirit, and he'll fall. So a good play from Hellraisers. Nice little free kill for them.
And now I think they're looking at the jungle. They're actually drawing on the map. This one's double stack. This one's triple stack. They're saying, take care of it, Sand King. You've got 2 points in Sandstorm. That's what you're there for. J4, get your level 5, get towards your blink, and then you can make your impact really renowned.
Yeah, a big point from this game is when he's going to have that Blink Dagger, and then Nexus can just walk on in and pop his Eclipse and just try to melt people down with those. The arrow comes in from art style, but not going to end up connecting, and they'll just keep contesting for these runes. As 5 seconds left on that, Dread's already heading on down, and so is Dubas. I gotta say, rune control has become a really, really big thing with this patch, and I absolutely love it. It's so much fun to see them just keep on trying to contest for them.
Yeah, nice movement in general. Dread is going to be building up towards this Blink Dagger very, very quickly, and
they smoked bot.
Yeah, they're going to be looking for an opportunity there. Cheshire Cat might be able to respond. He's got the full Wrath of Nature ready, but starting off on a Nexus here, they get the stun, and that's all they need to guarantee that kill at the least.
And, he used the wand! Really? He was able to get out, and there's...
You let that happen? Oh my gosh, Hellraisers.
Yoki's coming though. He looked for the Cryptstorm blind, can't find it, and just in this corner they ping him out. He gets the Eclipse, trying to trade it out, but can't do it. And they're stuck actually here. These trees are blocking them up. There's 2 people stuck. J4 gonna come on in. Can he get the bro?
Sandstorm, just Sandstorm, and you got him, guaranteed.
He's dropping the doo-doo-doo all over their face. Meanwhile, we just sick. Is he gonna get a double kill with the Sandstorm? Yes, he is. Oh my god. And Yoki in the meantime is able to spare it out, and that's a 2-for-2 trade overall. That is actually hilarious. That was some really good micro, though, by Cheshire Cat.
Oh, yeah.
Can't take that away from him.
Yeah, just really clogging the works there, just making it so they can't get out. Phase boots are online for the Marana. She's already here that can get out of bad situations, though, with the leap. So that and the fact that Yoki wasn't another one of his victims, it just made it easy for him to pin him in, and with that invis, just continuously drop them down. Now Dread looking for the last hit on the tower. Not going to find it. In fact, Shachel almost finds a stun on him. It's going to be an arrow eaten by a Treant and Deny coming out from Cheshire Cat. In the end, though, it's enough gold to tip Dread over to the Blink Dagger. And that's going to be way before the Sand King can pick one up. Still, J4, with that double kill, moves much more rapidly. He is going to be picking up in about 700 gold. And he does have the triple stack waiting for him.
Yeah, he could even quad stack if he wants to. But I think he's going to try to go for this double stack here with the help of Ouija Zik. So we'll see what happens with that. Nexus, yeah, okay. They were TPing down. I thought it was going to be some kind of initiation, but he's fine. And this stack is going to be huge if he doesn't get double mud golems, and it looks like he doesn't. So there you go. He's got enough money in the jungle waiting to be farmed up as soon as possible.
Yeah, huge boon for him. And the Shadow Demon can stick around if he wants to pick up some experience. After level 7, the SK isn't extremely level dependent. More points in Epicenter, the better. But in the end, the Shadow Demon, I think, is the one that's a little bit worse for where he's not getting any experience from the jungle. He's roaming around a lot. And he really needs to get that point of Demonic Purge to get the focus target on the Death Prophet. Like, she's very quick with the phase, the 4 points of Witchcraft, and although she is stealing up a stack here, it's really got to be the emphasis of PR to gun her down, to focus her down, and I think a Purge is a big part of that.
Yeah, and he only stole one stack, too, because the Mud Golems, just being Magic Immune and being pesky, but now they're going to reveal the Blink Dagger as Dread goes on in, but its defensive disruption comes on through. He still has the stun to come out, and Nexus is going to fall as Shoshlo coming in from the side here. They get the Moonlight. Can they get out is the question. Dubas was stunned up, and Shoshlo, I believe he still thinks he's in there. And Jendi, is he going to get out is the question. He's still Moonlighted up. He still gets the stun, but there's the Breed Fighter come on in. Yoki on the side as well with those Exorcism Spirits does end up picking up one, but J4 gets the response kill. And just back and forth trading it out. It's 3 for 3, and Shoshlo on the side was still man-moding it out against the Marana. As Dread is still alive, he's got the DD and a Blink. He'll follow up on the Cheshire Cat, and the TP comes out, but he'll end up living. As now, with Nexus there, he gets a little bit of the Lucent Beam out, and overall, that's going to be the 4 for 4, I believe.
Yeah, we're got a very, very active fight, but in the end, yeah, 4 fall on each side. Hellraisers coming from behind do get a little bit better end of the exchange, but they also commit more cooldowns. Both Exorcism and Primal Split, pretty big CDs. The Moonlight Shadow is also worth mentioning, and that does give PR the time to just kind of farm up and spread the map a little bit. They're not really worried about being gunned down by those big team fidelities, and we still see the AA is not at level 6 to make his do some work for him. So for now, J4 has a Blink, has a Smoke, has Epicenter skilled, and that is where things get very dangerous for Hellraisers.
Oh, they still haven't seen his Blink either, so it's going to be a bit of a surprise. And they have the Smokes, like you just said, so we're going to see it come into effect right now in the spot lane. If they get the disruption to come in from just Zik, that'll give him enough time to prep that Epicenter. So we'll see. They are putting him in a good position here to prep it up, and he hasn't started casting it. Okay, here it comes. This is a triple Epicenter.
Oh my gosh! That's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Disruption comes in onto Dread. He's going to get those poison stacks up, and he is gone. What a play by Power Rangers. They are all dead.
They really are all dead. That was just absolutely devastating. Dare I look at the fight recap? My goodness. 750 gold going the way of Sanking. 1800 swing in their favor. Popping the Eclipse, popping the Epicenter, and doing so much more than Hellraisers with their even exchanging kills. Now they'll go ahead with the Basilius with a little bit of Agi on the Luna, right-click down this tower with great haste, but it's going to be the top lane that falls at the hands of Cheshire Cat. Artcell tries to mess with him a little bit, but he can't get in position for an arrow here. He's going to just have to leap away. So
yeah, he's still got the leap. He might try to turn it. Those Treants, they're still chasing him down. But Artstyle, he tried to turn back around for the arrow, but it was good micro again by Cheshire Cat. He's blocking the arrow with those Treants, and they'll use the Shadow as he TP's in. He healed up. Oh, it doesn't have a sentry. His dust is in base too. Oh,
Yeah, Shotshell actually getting out in a very difficult situation. The tower will be denied, but still he was in a spot where he pretty much was dead to rights, but gets the TP in just before the cold feet takes effect, and of course just knowing that 1 second timing interval is gonna speed him away, so very nicely done. We do see the Primal Split level 2 though is up and available for Dread, so a lot of jump potential there here at level 11. But yeah, there's been so much emphasis down on this bottom lane. They really want this bottom tier 1. They're perfectly comfortable with diving behind it very clearly because we've seen them in this random position time and time again. But in the end, they really just have to commit to getting kills on people very, very quickly. And that's going to be the Ice Blast plus the Primal Split to try to accomplish that.
Indeed. And if you look at Sand King and Shadow Demon right now, they have 8 of the 14 kills on the team, so
wow.
They're putting in work on those supports right now. And up top, Cheshire Cat, he's got an army of Treants just pushing down that tier 2. He's going to be looking to join the team relatively soon, and they might be forfeiting this tier 1 down bot here. There's a ping to come out. They do have a fortification, and they will use it, but will they be able to respond in time? There's 4 members, and they're getting down here just a little too slow. You have Shotshlow looking to join the fight too, but we'll see. They have wards to spot out Yoki. And can he get in range for the Dragon Tail is the question. Oh, there's an Ice Sprout. There's the Yules that come in as well. They'll surround him up. An Arrow and a Bruce Split going to follow up as Shotshlow going to be the target there. He's very tanky at this point. Well, there's the Uppy Bat and the Burrow Strike on the 2. He gets a double kill. But he's sentryed out, so he looks like he will fall. And Jendi will swap himself out, but it will be just a trade in the kills. As in the meantime, the Yules comes back in onto the Luna. And she's going to be coming back down, as that was a Storm Spirit Split, excuse me. And Dread will be able to blink back out, but it's a 4-for-1. And again, J4, excuse me, is going to get that huge Epicenter combo.
Yeah. Cheshire Cat cleans up the last hit on the Vengeful Spirit, uses essentially the teleport as a short-range blink, but he closes the distance, they get their kill, and Ice Blast isn't going to really do too much to them here. They're full HP, and they're just going to be gradually building themselves up to a very tanky state. BKB will be coming out on both the Luna and the Dragonite very soon, and if these Epicenters come out in just the same fashion, with the gem to detect things like the Moonlight Shadow, Hellraisers, they don't really have an easy fight ahead of them. The tier 1 was claimed, obviously, but any other objective they look for is going to be contested very heavily.
Alright, and there was a nice deny earlier on, as you know, Shotshlow was trying to push it out, but either way, they're getting those towers down, and still, there's the tier 1 standing mid. It's the peskiest tower to take down of all, is one of the most important, and we'll see when they want to do that, as Dread actually blinks in, and not gonna go into Shotshlow. Split is still down, but he'll steal away that camp of minions and keep his farm going. As the game goes on, though, what items are we gonna look for like certain timings for Hellraiser's side, because they want to try to get back in on this.
Yeah, I mean, really the only ones that I see inside are the Aghanim Scepters. Brewmaster and Ancient Apparition have to look for those, but Dubas is only 500 gold into it, and Dread's really the only one that's been able to actually find some farm momentum. Nice Burrow Strike coming out, and even with the leap, it's going to be hard for him to get out of this one. He does have Drummond Phase, very, very quick, but here comes Cheshire Cat, and there is no getting out of this one. The Sprout connects, the death of the Marana, and mass rotation from Hellraisers. They really want a piece of this action, but can they actually get it with the help of Dread's initiation?
It looks like Cheshire Cat is going to fall, so those Brewlings doing some serious work, but there comes the Eclipse, and now it's going to be Nexus getting 1 kill, but he will end up paying for it. Falling out of that tornado is going to be Shotshlow, trying to do some damage to Yoki. Tries to get the Breed Fire on Agendi, but just can't get it. Meanwhile, Shotshlow is going to have Dread on his tail. We have Luigi Zik, and J4 on the side is going to pick up a kill. Trading it back out, Dread does get purged up there by the Shadow Demon. And they'll get the Moonlight Shadow onto him too. He gets the Breathe Fire off, and they get the Blind Burrow Strike as well. They can see him actually, and he will end up falling. The gem, the early pickup from J4, paying off huge.
Yeah, that's just, there's no running hiding when it comes to early gem pickup. And actually, Artstyle in the best spot, he's going to get picked off too. Blind Blink up the high ground, he could easily have gotten that stun if he just saw where he was moving. Now they see him, but it's too late, too far, and they won't overextend. So in this position, Power Rangers, it looked bad at first because obviously the big bad Brew Split came out, and Hellraisers got kind of the initiation they were looking for. But Power Rangers have such great heroes to bring in chains of disables, pick people off left and right. The Marana is really the poster child here. Just case in point, dropping down very quickly, giving away some extra gold to the side of Power Rangers, and even Yoki doesn't stand very long against this. He does have the defensive Yules at least, but doesn't have the raw HP to bear much more of this combat.
I keep looking at J4 right now. He's 8, 4, and 11. He is putting in some serious work with this Blink Dagger and Epicenter combo, and he's level 11 too at this point too. So they're gonna look to push up. He's got Epicenter in 50 seconds, and that's gonna be a big point. It's at the same time as Eclipse as well, and that is gonna be a deadly dive combination. And Brew Split will be up soon, so we're gonna see how Razors try to contest this. Is gonna eat that Ice Blast just a bit. And they're going to be able to get this tier 2. Fortification is up, and the arrow that needs to connect only hits the minions, and this is going to fall.
So, just not really contesting it. The Primal Split is available, but Dread has TP to the bottom lane. With that on cooldown, farming up his Aghanim Scepter, there's no way to contest that top tier 2, and PR knew it. They committed, they got it down, no problem at all, and now they have this whole map to work with. They get a nice Observer Ward on the plateau. And from here on out, it's just it's going to be smooth sailing for them. Just keeping control of the map, finding more pickoffs, looking for the Death Prophet, but another race car, just a little bit too quick on her feet.
Dread was forced to split out there. Cheshire Cat was doing too much damage, and they can't catch up to any of the members there with that split, so that's going to be on cooldown for quite a bit. Meanwhile, Yoki was taking a bunch of damage from Shot Slow, and actually
got the Purge.
He's going to end up dying here, and the auto attacks come through, and there's the Purge, and Cheshire Cat with the proc from the Maelstrom, and now Dubas is going to get blinked on as well. He is going to go down, and these blinks from the supports.
Now, you mentioned Dread was forced to split there. Do you know what prompted that?
Yeah, they just sprouted him up, and then as soon as Nexus showed his face, he used the split to get away from one of the beams.
Okay.
And that's not looking too good for Hellraisers right now, and it looks like this Roche is going to be attempted out and should be relatively successful.
Yeah, the Ice Blast will make it a little bit more difficult, but even then, they still have nice, hefty HP pools on most of these heroes, and they have the right click for sure. The Lunar Blessing is at 2 points, and they have just, I mean, in general, if you look at Dragon Knight, Luna, Nature Prophet, these are heroes that deliver right clicks pretty quickly, even without negative armor. Moment's hesitation from Nexus as the Ice Blast does connect, but they have committed. They're going to go for it, and they are going to take the Aegis here.
Oh, they used the Moonlight Shadow, and this is not falling as fast as they would like. And wait, what? Shotshell's by himself right now. He's got the Shadow Blade. The arrow connects, and he'll get defensively disrupted. As we just Zik is going to come through Nexus. He's got a good Eclipse coming out. He gets the auto attacks, but Yoki is there. So much damage coming in. Meanwhile, J4 in the pit with the Epicenter and the Sandstorm.
Oh my gosh!
And Dread actually steals the Aegis. Oh no! There's the Tornado come out as well. There's Cheshire Cat falling, and that was a little bit of, you know, the 3-2-2. I don't know why they didn't just try to finish that out faster, but
yeah,
Moonlight Shadow helped.
If you're gonna go for it, you go for it. You don't just say, "Hey, leave Dragon Knight there. He's got an Invis-Rune." That's not gonna fly.
I'm just gonna leave you here, and you finish this up, okay? I'll be back in about like 5 minutes.
Exactly. But no, in the end, not only is the Aegis claimed by Brewmaster, but it's rightfully. They take down Roshan. They get the last hit. They get the golden experience, and wow, hey, Hellraisers, they're bringing it right back. 9,000 plus net worth on their two most important heroes. But is it enough? With all the devastation that's been just sent out from Power Rangers time and time again, after each and every fight, they need, I think, a little bit more than just that pick, but it's a great start.
Coming from the side, we're going to see the Burrow Strike come through, but the split comes out as well, and J4 going to be in some trouble as he does get hit by that Ice Blast, but meanwhile, Shoshlo is just going to destroy Duvos with Nexus, and there goes Jendi as well as Art Style, and now they're going to try to save Justic, as he's just going to try to kite away from that Fire Spirit, but it's just not going to be enough. And will he get the Blink out? Dread, yes, he is able to, but they re-pick up their gem, and Dread gonna get stunned up, just a mini stun coming in, and he'll get the bottle and the bounty and just run away. So it's gonna be a 3 for 2. It works out a little bit better for Power Rangers than Hellraisers would have liked. Oh, maybe not. They're not done yet. Oh, they canceled the teleport. Never mind. Cheshire's Cat, he's looking for it. He wants to go in at the Dread here, and he cannot blink out, unfortunately, and it looks like he will fall now, as they're trying to do what they can. He's trying to juke through. There's the Dragon Tail. There's gonna be a beam maybe to snipe off the kill, and a few more autos. He dodges. He's got the bottle charge.
The Blink TP. It's
he's got
real. The Sprout Vision. Oh!
Nice.
Gets him with the fire.
All right, so that works out perfectly fine for Power Rangers.
They're still in control of the game, that's for sure. A lot of offensive potential on Cheshire Cat in particular. He's got this Battle Prophet build, the Maelstrom, the Orchid, using the Orchid plus Sprout on Art Style. No getting out of here, and since you just TP'd, you're not able to escape. That is going to be a nice little pickoff for him, and He's just unveiling the Orchid in such a fashion. It's not as good as that Blink Dagger from Sand King, but he definitely rings the same bell.
Hey man, he's 5 and 20 at this point, been 25 of the 31 kills, so doing a fantastic job participating with that teleport. And they get the tier 2 down bot as well from Power Rangers side. Now they just got to start to break the base. If they had the Aegis, it would be a little bit easier, but you know, nothing against that. As Yoki going to be the next prime target here, possibly from Cheshire Cat. We do have Epicenter being channeled. J4 coming in, Burrow Strike on top of it, and Cheshire Cat going to steal the kill from the carry. Sand King, unfortunately, and now with Yoki dead, they maybe look to push high ground.
And the most important thing to look at right now is Crobulus's items. She's got a Yule Scepter and a 10-second BKB, but J4 too quick with the shift Q. Yoki's just not fast enough on the reflexes. And Shasha's actually going to tank the arrow, but not the Ice Blast, so Nexus will be able to outmaneuver, and the defensive disruption comes out. Great response here. Dread doesn't get the split off because of the Orchid, and they just tear that fight apart.
Gotta say, that was really well played, and Dread just a little too overzealous there, and a great reaction though from Cheshire Cat. He's been on point this game. Gotta say, the Orchid pickup working out perfectly fine for him. Just a great counter to Brewmaster, and now they're gonna push up with these Treants. And if they find any other kind of CC, that's just gonna be another member drop dead from Hellraisers. The wave clear is just so strong too with these Moonglaves from Nexus, and that's gonna be the tower falling right there, and now the Glaives are just gonna bounce around, and these Thrax are not gonna look too strong. Arrow, not going to connect. Oh, but blinks in with the disruption. Going in on the Jendi right now. He's going to take a bunch of damage, but a good silence comes in from Yoki. They get enough damage though to take him down, and there is the Eclipse. Dubas with a good counter BKB coming in from Yoki. They're getting the auto attacks down, trying to take down Nexus, and the Souls will do it. As now they chase down in on the Shotchel. The arrow going to connect as well. He'll end up falling, but J4 coming in from the side may have just thrown his life away there as the Souls are going to chase him down, and that was a good hold up, but never mind, they lost to Raxes. I completely just forgot about that.
No, the Siege Group's Wailing Way, the southern one was actually falling very quickly. And yeah, the Siege Creeps, the Treants, they do their work, and then they're just able to repel them, but at the cost of structural integrity of their base. So Yoki here, he's gotten a decent bit of gold, but building up to more than just Yules and BKB.
Art style. Oh, he's dead again. There's the bomb.
Another one. Just great timing from him. Like, you'd almost think that the Murano would get used to having to trigger finger the leap at this point, but Cheshire Cat's just quick on the Orchid, and if you don't see the spread animation, or the teleport animation rather, then you're just not going to get out.
I mean, since it's an instant cast and it's not like the Ethereal Blade where it has that projectile now, then I guess it's kind of, you can't take it away from him with that, but pouncing away instantly should be the reaction when you see the teleport either way.
Exactly.
But, alright. That's going to be another kill down, and Power Rangers still looking pretty strong. They'll have those minions beating away at top, and Roshan still has quite a bit, about 2 more minutes. And we'll see maybe a fight for that again.
Perchance. We'll see the Death Prophet pick up the VIP booster, probably not the Atos. Really wants to go for that heart and survive through all these crazy nukes, both physical and magical at this point. But we will see, at least for now, passivity from Power Rangers. They spread a little bit, they farm across the map, pick up a freebie double damage rune, and just kind of lay claim to their territory.
Yoki? They scout him out. They have the Treant there. He's just too fast. Face boots and Yules. Just way too fast. And the next plan of action, I feel like, is just going to be letting Cheshire Cat just push out where he wants, and then just take the opposite lane with the 4 other members from Power Rangers, and try to fight like that.
Yeah, it's a really difficult hill to climb at this point in time. I mean, the Ancient Empress is level 11, so that helps find those shatter kill opportunities a little bit more often, but it really comes down to the Brewmaster getting his actual initiation off, and it looks like he's even considering selling items to get to the Mithril Hammer faster. Dread really wants this BKB to deal with the Orchid, to deal with the very quick stun of the Dragon Tail as well. Like, he needs an answer, and he finally finds it, but at a very late time, 28 minutes here. We're already seeing Luna with Style plus BKB. The Dragonite obviously has the Dragon's Blood passive, as well as an AC in the works. Man, these guys are getting tanky, and it means that the Brew split is just not going to be able to do enough. It brings great utility, but in the end, their only damage is in Yoki, and so far he hasn't just been living long enough.
Yeah, it's rough for him right now. He's got another VIP booster, so he's going to be trying to get a little bit tankier. He even built up a little bit of extra armor in the plate mail, so maybe we'll see the Shivas coming out of him. I almost said Shiver. But I don't know why I'm laughing at myself. I'm tired too, you know. It's early for me. And
Oh, J4 gets hit by a 5-second arrow. The Ice Blast to follow. The right clicks are there. Nice silence from Cheshire, but it's not going to save Sand King's life. And in fact, Cheshire has to bail out quick before his life is forfeit too. Oh, the Yules!
Silence stop. Stun comes through. There's another arrow from downtown, and Cheshire Cat is gone. So that's 2 really big picks from Hellraisers. Gotta say that worked out pretty well, and now Moonlight Shadow coming through as well, and thought they were going to try to follow up on a shot slow, but he's hasted up, and he'll just be able to get out just fine. Roche, we're going to see what the timer is going to be, if it's going to be that instant spawn or a little bit longer, but
about a minute.
Either way, that was some much-needed kills.
Definitely. Hellraisers still have to worry about their top lane continuously putting pressure onto their Ziggurats, dropping down the buildings pretty quickly, and Artstyle just kind of using the Maelstrom just to clear that up. But you have to remember, this game started with Artstyle farming in the #1 position on the aggressive tri-lane. He is 29 minutes into the game. He has 98 CS, phase boots, drum, and a Maelstrom. He really doesn't have much to show for himself here.
Out like a kid in school.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about that right now. He's trying to do what he can at least. The drums will help out a bit. You know, that speed boost will help him catch up. But hey, if it works, it works. Why not?
Yeah, it's not anything of great impact. Well, he needs to be the right-click carry that can bring down Nexus when he pops the BKB. But right now, all they've got is Exorcism, and that's only going to do so much.
Cheshire Cat teleported into the trees and got the Sprout of the Dubas, but couldn't follow up, and now Dread is going to try to chase after him. A good little blink juke away, but no, they got Euros!
They got this ward!
Oh man, he's gone. And again, he gets caught out. Poor Cheshire Cat. But that ward spot paying off right now. That is a really good ward.
I'm seeing a lot of teams ward there and get huge benefits from it, and I'm not seeing but like 2 teams actually drop a sentry down and try to take care of it. So still something that teams are adjusting to in 6.82. Soon enough, that'll be as highly contested a hill as the plateaus we've seen in the past.
And they want to counter it out. You can see Ouija Zik getting over there, but he can't get in range. The Shred is there to block him out, and they're dealing with these super minions top pretty well as well with art style. And I could see the comeback happen from Hellraisers here. It's only 30 minutes in, and this Death Prophet is getting bigger and bigger. You saw the Shivas used last fight, so it's still pretty doable for them.
There is a potential for the Shivas to clip a target like the Sand King, hiding in a tree line, looking to blink Epi in reverse order. But Yoki, right now, it's just going to give him some survivability against the glaives that are coming out from Luna, and hopefully that can make her manageable, because right now Nexus is getting pretty insane. He's going to build up the Helmet Dominator next, and from there he can go for something like a Butterfly and just make it oh so difficult for him to be brought down by things like the Brewmaster's right clicks.
They're smoking up again from Hellraiser's side. They want to try to do something here. Shot's going to scout out that the Roshan is up and ready, as it's going to be Ouija Zik. I believe they're going to try to get on him. Dread is going to TP in, and can they get the swap out? No! Oh, they get the crits instead. Doesn't matter. And Jendi will pick up that gem as well, so they toss it over and they pop Moonlight Shadow. They want more, but Cheshire Cat kind of pushing down this top lane. Going to have the Supermans with his trance. And that's another nice pick. These picks are working out really, really well for Hellraisers.
Yeah, so we do see some sort of push play coming in from Cheshire Cat, but he's not really going for the push-oriented build. He really wants to stay active in the fights, going for a Scythe of Ice next, and it really does come down to the fact that they already have that Rax advantage, and now they just want to kill off the hero so they can pretty much seal the deal. We do see the Aegis is going to be going down very soon, but we'll see whose hands actually lay claim to it, because the past few times that it looked like, okay, this team has it, they changed their course of action very abruptly, and then suddenly it winds up in enemy hands.
J4's in a really good position this time, though. They got the ward, too, so he can channel that Epicenter, and that Shiva's is actually scout him out, as now Dread is going to chase him down. Shotchlo is going to use the regeneration rune and try to turn this one around with the Eclipse. Nexus is doing so much damage, but those Spirits actually not looking to do too much here, as they're able to walk out of here from PR side. They have another stun to come up from that Earth Bruling. They will go on a Shotchlo, but they're kind of by themselves right now, and this is pretty dangerous for them. The arrow connects too. They will get the defensive disruption, and they will just toss Luna up into the air. But with the Exorcism Spirits, they're just having Yoki just solo out this Roshan at this point. And Dread made so much space for him. They're going to purge him up, and Prof finishes off and gets the Aegis. They will try to turn back in here, but there are those spirits just going to heal him back up to full. Wow. And Shashel just can't do anything besides slow out art style. J4 doesn't have his blink up just yet. There he goes. He's going to go back in, get to the Burrow Strike. And the Yules is going to keep the Death Prophet alive. Just everywhere is action as Shadow Demon takes down the Brew. And now can they focus down Yoki at this point? He's got the Aegis, and he does pick up a kill. He's on a mega kill streak at this point, doing so much damage in that Ancient Apparition ultimate, doing so much work for them. As he keeps on chasing through, gets the silence. He gets the Shivas. Yes, he's going to slow him down. And now with that final Crypt Swarm, does pick up the kill. And that is going to be a really good fight for Hellraisers.
Yeah, what a boon for Yoki in particular. Bringing down the Roche, getting the full heal from his exorcism, having the presence of the Aegis, making them realize that this fight isn't over just from one single pick, and after that getting so many kills. He actually moves up 1124 in gold value, and he's going to be right to his next big item. He should have the heart in a relatively good time. The recipe's on the courier, looks to farm up just a little bit more, but J4 looks to maybe pick him off.
He pops
or not, or not at all.
He is gonna die to that auto. Yeah, he is. That auto did 339 damage. Oh my god, the arc reduction. Oh, Power Rangers, what are you doing?
I don't know. They really had this game in the bag, but the last few fights have just been absolutely disastrous. And this Death Prophet, their entire strategy is about bringing her down quick, but now she's got 6 items that say otherwise. She's going to stay throughout the fight for a very long time, and it's going to be for this next 3.5 minute frame where the Aegis is still up, where Power Rangers, they don't have any choice but to play passively. Otherwise, they're just going to get picked off left and right.
Oh man, I don't know what they need to do here, because these ganks have been working out pretty well from Hellraisers. They keep catching them off guard. They've been using good smokes and really capitalizing on the miscommunication here. I guess this is what those what having 2 stand-ins might happen. Just a little minor miscommunication either way. And the top of the net worth right now is Yoki. He's got his heart. Like you said, he finished it up, and he is just looking really strong. He's still got 8 seconds on his BKB as well. He's barely used it. And the Ancient Apparition now has his Ag Scepter. That is going to look really scary.
Yeah, and this stifles the late game progression of Nexus quite a bit. Generally speaking, Luna really reaches her peak when she picks up not just a Dominator and items like Butterfly, but also a Satanic on top. But a couple of disconnects coming out. Like we'll have a pause coming through for Hellraisers, hopefully. There we go. Took a moment.
I disconnected from the server here. I gotta reconnect.
This one. Yeah, we've had this one in the past. Dota TV is just... It's not even Dota TV necessarily, it's the game lobby itself and the server that everybody's connected to. But hopefully everybody gets back into it, and we'll be in action in due time. It was about 5 seconds of disconnected players before the pause came through, and not much action is going to be missed here. So there we go. I'm out too.
All right, yeah. So I'm trying to reconnect in. I don't know if the Dota TV maybe just died for everybody. We'll see.
Yeah, players and casters alike not having a great time out of that one, but hopefully it won't be an extended delay. We've had these last 20 seconds. We've had these last 10 minutes. So in the meantime, state of the game. The big deal here is that Luna can't progress towards lifesteal, can't sustain through the fights long, and that means her finite health pool is going to be a very limiting factor if Yoki stays alive through the fights. He has Shivas, he still has a lot of charges on his weak AB, has, of course, the Yules, has right now the Aegis, so that won't really be that big of a factor throughout the next several minutes of the game after these first few. So in this position, obviously, we still would have to say that Radiant have the better late game, but getting to it is a completely different story. I mean, they've already shown that they can take fights, but in order for Cheshire Cat to find his Hex without... I don't know, Hellraisers just knocking at their tier 2s with their exorcism awaiting. I don't know. I don't know if they can actually create that much space if Hellraisers really commit to something.
I mean, they keep trying to commit to split pushing, but it's just not working at all. I gotta say, like, Cheshire Cat needs to stick with the team at this point. He's doing a good job of pushing out the lanes on the side, but he needs to be there for his team. They need that Orchid really bad on Dread, and Dread also has his BKB too, so it's not looking easy.
Not at all.
They kind of threw away their early position. They had those early set of racks, and I want to say that the picks in the bot side just really destroyed them. They just couldn't recover after that, apparently. And even the Sand King too, missing that really up close burst strike to try to get away.
Yeah.
It's hard.
We want to forget that one happened, but
yeah.
All the same, I think it really comes down to the new terrain and the fact that Dire Observer Ward on that plateau and just outside of Roshan's pit.
It's underrated.
Given them so much, and people aren't used. It's not just that people aren't used to warding and dewarding there. It's people aren't used to being seen there. Like if you're in that position, if you're hugging the tree line in the old map, there's nothing that's going to scout you out. But in this position, it's all wide open terrain area, a lot of pathways, and that ward sees all.
I mean, like Enigma would destroy that spot. Just completely clear out the tree line and just make it like a straight path. But you could see Nature's Prophet do that too. But it's a really great warding spot. I gotta say, like that little pillar is putting in so much work for Hellraisers. I just gotta keep saying that. But this is not looking good because I can't reconnect.
Yeah, same here. I'll check the Starladder chat, see if we have any update. Maybe DDoS is the only thing that has come out of that. Nothing confirmed, nothing certain. But
I think everybody's back in the lobby, too.
Yeah, we're going to go for a reload here. So just hopping back into it. Obviously, sorry about the issues, guys. Out of our control in full. But we, of course, have a lot of cool features in Dota 2, including a quick reload to the nearest minute, sometimes minute and a half, it depends. But we shouldn't be missing too much game time, as the past 30 to 60 seconds weren't that impactful. So we'll be back into it. And what's Arise doing in this lobby? I guess he thinks his game's up. He's a little early here.
He's like, I'm ready to play, guys. Arise? Get out of here. What are you doing?
Yeah. We're actually moving in very quickly towards behind schedule, seeing as the Virtus Pro versus Fnatic, aka the XMYM lineup, plus Hani, is playing at the bottom of the hour, so 20 minutes from now.
Fnatic have been looking a little bit better lately. Like, they've been playing pretty well. Gotta say. Been enjoying watching their games, but...
Are you doing the Finstack or... Hani's team, or have you not seen after the schism?
I have not seen after.
Yeah, they're kind of broken up a little bit now. I don't know. I really like you said, they have some really cool plays and they're very skilled players, but things just don't seem to be working on the personal front. Trouble in Paradise, I suppose. But in the end, we're going to be seeing two different rosters come out of it. The Finstack becomes 4 anchors, and the former team MYM, 3 of their players plus Hani and one other is the unofficial members of Fnatic now.
That's okay. I'll have to judge that.
Yeah, we'll see.
I mean, the switching of the rosters that's happened as of late is just absolutely ridiculous. Just players keep going back and forth between teams, and eventually it'll settle. The dust will clear, and we'll be like, all right, these teams are looking good, and this team having a rough time, not really settling in. And okay, we're finally back in. Almost all the players are in. Just gotta.
I think the Evan's AFK, so I'll try to confirm with these guys specifically what's going on here.
You just got everybody coming in. Nexus Rise. This is a new team, guys. Don't tell it to anybody.
Okay, I think we're going to be switching to a new lobby under the same password. There we are. And yeah, there it is with reload. So just exit the lobby, you'll find the new one, and hopefully we'll see everybody else migrate that way there.
Right. There it is. And boop. Cool. So we're going to be reloading at what point? Or what time, excuse me.
Doesn't say it here, but it should be within the past 30 seconds of the disconnect time.
Yeah, so both Aegises or Agi, I guess, have been going over to Hellraisers. Yoki's pretty much throwing everybody on his back, and Dread as well has been getting some good initiations too with that Bruce split. And I gotta say, like, it's so risky for Power Rangers now, even with one set of racks down up top. Like, they can't find another opening. Like, Hellraisers have just shut the door and been like, you are not going to get anywhere near our base again.
Yeah, I would still have to say that it's on the side of the Hellraisers to make things happen and to build off of the momentum that they've gotten in the past few pickoffs, because if it just comes down to a passive farming game, you take your half of the map, we take ours, it's still going to be the Luna and the Dragon Knight to triumph, as well as the Nature's Prophet to build up towards those really critical items. But obviously Hellraisers have some answers. If they want to invade, one arrow pickoff and things just start rolling in motion again. The Primal Split is really big right now and should always get off, considering he does have the BKB, the Vlads, the Agadimps, and Dubas following that up with one good Ice Blast, Yoki surviving for even 8 to 10 seconds throughout a fight. Still going to be plenty of damage to cause some real grief on the side of Power Rangers.
All right, so we just need two more members from Power Rangers, and we'll be underway. And I'm trying to think of the late game, like what's going to happen in like 50 minutes, because Nexus, he's been farming up for quite a while. You know, once he gets a Satanic, once he could also go for like an MKB or something like that if he really wanted to, but not the most optimal item. He could go for a butterfly as well. Would work out pretty well. What else does Shotshlo need at this point too? I know he has his BKB. He's been trying to run into these fights. He's got his AC as well.
Yeah, he needs to maybe get some crit up. That would be nice. Or MKB at the very least to go up against the Brewmaster when his BKB is on cooldown. I think that would be very impactful. I mean, he's already got a lot of armor to work with against the Exorcism and such, but if he picks up something like an MKB or a crit or something where he just really does a lot of damage in his blue dragon form, then he's still going to be doing far more than Artsal could ever contribute in a fight.
Yeah, slows and mini stuns, why not? All right. Looks like they're all ready to go. They're finally in the lobby. And all right, put the little overlays up. And there we go. We're back into the server. Cool.
Pew pew. So there are occasionally some issues with reloads where there's like random things that can happen, random little bugs. Sometimes you miss a creep wave spawning. Really funny one is when Chen has neutrals possessed, they stop being associated with Chen directly, and you can pick up even more. So essentially what it is, at least from what I've seen, is the Chen's previous neutral creeps before the reload. If they get a last hit, the money just vanishes to the nether. Nobody gets it. It's like a neutral CS. And then also he has beyond the cap of the normal thing. You normally only get 3. Yeah. He can build up like 5, 6, whatever, and it can be pretty silly. We've had like now like 3 or 4 different reloads, and we had a Chen that built up like 8 creeps. It was really weird. But
hey, if he took up 6 of the big camp creeps, why not? Just get like 6 dragons or something.
Oh, like the dragons, yeah. It was before 6.82, but still, yeah. And
that'd be fun either way. Looks like we're good though. No problems with any of the players, so we're fine.
Yep. So looking pretty good. Aegis is still intact as far as we can tell. Rush respawn time is secret, but moving forward, we're going to see double damage picked up on Luna. Might clean up some Ancients pretty easily with this. And when it comes down to Ward Vision, since they did pick up that second gem on Ouija Sick, he bought it as soon as he lost the first one, they actually do have really good map control. They have good vision across the board, and it's on Hellraisers to use things like Ice Blast to scout and to be a little bit of afraid of what's lurking in the shadows.
Someone missed the clip there.
Overlay. Holy crap. I'm going to get flamed for that pretty hard, and I deserve it. But, you guys missed Nexus farming an Ancient camp and 2 jungle camps, so I'm sorry.
Well, that's a lot of money, man. You can't miss that, okay? He's trying to get his Satanic, all right? They need to know. They need to be informed.
You're missing Dread's dance, too. Look at this. The clap cancel coming in from Dread. Some QS Dota. But, yeah, in the end, they're just... they're lighthearted about this, but they do have a timetable here. We do want to keep this moving to our next big game, and, an hour and 15 minutes is usually plenty. A lot of these kinds of games, but then you get the delays, you get the disconnects, and it all gets a little crazy. So, for now, Murano's going to pick up the BKB. If we look over at the general gold graph, it's just going to tell you a static number. When we reloaded, we saw a 35 to 4K gold advantage for the Power Rangers, and the experience graph is much lower, just only 1,000.
I feel like in this patch, that graph really doesn't represent too much. I mean, there's been so many like 15,000 gold plus comebacks that it's just a little ridiculous at this point.
Yeah, I honestly look at it and see the extreme. Like if it's really, really high, I see the potential for throw. I see the potential for the comeback swing and how hard it can rubber band. And I think it's actually just as valuable looking at that aspect of it as it is looking at the raw numbers as far as comparative item value.
All right, so maybe, just maybe, J4 is going to try to blink his way all the way towards their side of the map and try to get something to go around. We haven't really seen any epicenters or any blink burrow strikes come out of him as of late. And I think they know where Cheshire Cat is. Yules? Oh, he gets his blink off in time. Okay, he's fine. He's going to be going for some Rat Dota, though, it looks like, as he's already got that. This Scythe comes out as well, and he's just going to teleport right in front of his face. And that's a pretty big pickup, too. The Scythe is done. He's got his Blink Dagger, and he can offer quite a bit of CC now.
Good amount of control, good amount of initiation with the Blink Dagger and such. I mean, you're just going to be able to jump in and pick somebody out. We don't see any defusal blades to counteract the Hex just yet. It could be picked up on Mirana, for example, but more often you see it on a hero like Vengeful Spirit, who can still benefit a little bit from the stats, but most importantly can be the non-focused target that can swap somebody out and make that defensive purge. But for right now, we're going to see the tier 2 drop on the top lane very quickly. The fortification is available, but not looking to defend. J4 finally keeping back, but sorry, a little bit too late in my mind. This tier 2 is going to fall, and they're not really getting anything across the map in return. Like, Nexus is getting some creeps here. It's going to be 4,400 gold in his pocket. Shotslow getting a little bit, clearing out the creep waves, but they are being threatened out their racks, and they have to actually respond to this.
Power Rangers, let's see what they do here. The TPs are coming out, and this tower is taking a bunch of damage. They got the stun onto Yoki. There's Shoshlo in Dragon form. He's trying to do what he can, loosen beam, and Yoki just takes no damage. Those souls are doing so much as they try to get the Ice Blast on top of it. Nexus is coming in with a good Eclipse as well. Dread is almost there. They try to swap him out, but Jenny's going to fall with them. Yoki on the monster kill, a good epicenter and a burrow strike coming in from J4, and Yoki gonna Yules himself up, trying to do what he can. Those Spears are doing what they can, and they actually heal him up. He's trying to get out. There's the disruption coming through, and the Spirits, they're not gonna be able to heal him as he does go into the Sprout, and it looks like from the side, Artstyle is able to do what he can, and there's the Aegis, the gem is dropped. Somebody gonna pick that up? No, there we go. Cheshire Cat gets it, they re-sprout him up, and it looks like Yoki will fall here as it's gonna be the 3-for-1. Yep, there's the Yules, and trying to delay it as long as possible. There's a burrow strike, and he's finally out.
A long time indeed, but yeah, in the end, they claim his life. That heal could have come at a better time, but it just didn't matter in the end because they don't have damage outside of the Primal Split and Exorcism, and that's their biggest issue, I think, is fighting in between those ultimates and when they expire, because they don't obviously last throughout the entire duration of the fight anymore. So, like, usually you look to extend it by picking up a Brewmaster Refresher Orb, but the problem is you're up against a Luna, and a Dragonite for that matter. You're going to lose the Brewlings very quickly, and you're actually going to be in a position where you're always holding at least the Wind Panda back. So it's not always the best option to just continuously put more pandas on the field.
He's looking for the arrow right now, but J4 is there. And he's got the high ground. Did they see that? They didn't see that. Okay, so he's going to hide in these trees right now. He's going to try to get in position. Artstyle might be his target here. Or maybe the others down there. He's trying. He wants to get something at this point. He blinks in, gets the burst strike on the Dread, but there's no silence to follow up. And actually, Genji with a nice little swap out to keep him safe.
Just in case, but now he's going to go for the BKB blink in. He gets the split off. He's going to be able to do some nice damage for Chacho. He just BKBs off the Drunken Haze, and now he's just going to stand and deliver against these pandas. They did throw up Luna up in the air. Like, they just don't care. But it is going to be the pandas to go and retreat, and essentially a wasted ultimate. They're trying to buy time for the Death Prophet to come back up, but it's trading one big cooldown for another. You're going to lose the split, you're going to gain the Exorcism, but I don't know if that's the play they need to make here.
They're going to try here. Shoshlo going to go onto the high ground. They pop the fortification instantly and even get him with the Drunken Haze. As they're going to actually use Disruption to make the Luna clones and just go on through. This tower's not going to last too long. Dread comes in. He doesn't have the split. There's the Eclipse coming out as well with the BKB. Yoki's going to be the target. BKB is coming out across the board. Look at those Glaives putting in so much work, but the Exorcism has finally popped in. A nice Yules to keep himself away from that arrow as the Ice Blast did connect, and J4 going to use that Sandstorm, try to keep himself alive. Yoki's trying to chase the bigger target in Nexus, but going to get stunned out as he does do so much work, but Epicenter comes in from J4 and it persists through death, and they do kill Yoki. It's going to be a 2-for-1 trade overall, and it's going to be a relatively good push from PR. They finally get something done and push out that middle tier 3.
But they need to force the Death Prophet buyback here. We do see Shoshlo is going to pound away at the range Rex here. Soon the DP should be buying back, and as soon as she does, you back out. But, nice swap from Jinde. They force them to commit, and Shoshlo's going down to the Ice Blast here. BKB will not save him from that one. Brewmaster with the last right click, and yeah, they do buy back on the Death Prophet, but they still claim a huge kill in that Dragonite and put his BKB down one more notch.
All right, and it's only going to be a 7-second BKB as Yoki's been working around his. He's at 8 still, surprisingly enough. And okay, that's Rack's open now. We could see Cheshire Cat try to split push that out and have Power Rangers go for a 4-man down bot, but it's still looking relatively possible for Hellraisers to come back. But they still have to deal with this top pressure. And Roshan, is it going to happen again where Hellraisers are going to take it? This is the cheese Roshan too.
Yeah, we're going to see a low to high ground Yules, but I don't think they have a way to pin down the Shadow Demon after this. Avoid some damage here, and then they're going to go right back into the pit. Exorcism on cooldown, though, and this is Yoki without buyback. If they get in with the Epicenter in this 15-second time interval, this could be the game breaker.
What a swap to come in from Jandon! They use that ward, too, and they take down Cheshire Cat. He has buyback, though, and Nexus is here. He's
got double damage rune, but he's dropping so fast, he doesn't get the BKB. Nice defensive disruption, but we just sick. And there's the Epicenter.
It's gonna do so much damage. The split came out either way from the brew. There's an Ice Blast as well. Yuzel's gonna keep Yoki alive, but on the side, Art Style ends up falling. Yoki's gonna be going into the pit. He's got the stealth for a little while, but it doesn't matter. He pops the BKB, trying to run out of here. Sprout doesn't connect. Dread in the back line is gonna be messing with those supports. Yoki, in the meantime, does fall. Cheshire Cat gets the kills, and now Dread is gonna be the last man standing at this Roshan pit. It's gonna be a bunch of damage going in. He's trying to lift with this BKB and do something. Drunken Haze comes through. He gets sheeped up and will end up falling, and that's gonna be the 4 for 2.
Yeah, and the Roshan. They're gonna buy back, but they can't get here fast enough with just a TP out to the base. The Treants are doing some work up against his target, but the Ice Blast.
Ice Blast.
He gets hit. This could drop him down. It's hard to call. Taking away. It's rank 3. Oh, it's Axe. Yeah. Okay. What am I talking about? Yeah, he finished the Axe in that long pause that we had, and yeah, I somehow blew my mind. No surprise, I've been casting for far too long at this point, but yeah, do boss.
And he gets the kill. He's got to deal with Dread now too.
Ain't looking good for
it looks like he'll be able to kite him around. Just keep using that slow, but Drunken Haze comes in as the counter. And Dread, I don't think he'll do too much damage. That's something.
You're talking him in all chat right now. Just like, come at me, man. Like, you got Drunken Haze. You can't see straight. You can't right click straight, and yeah, there's nothing you can do. And Master Chat. Okay. Maybe it's complaining about the lag. I obviously don't read it, but yeah. Everybody's gone again.
That's unfortunate. That's a little unfortunate. Gotta say, it was a relatively good fight from Power Rangers. It really extended one at that, and they took down Yoki as Cheshire Cat came in from the back, and that was just a really sloppy fight. It's all over the place at this point too. Like, these teams are just brawling it out.
Yeah, really just kind of crazy back and forth. A big team fight. The Epicenter coming in from the Sand King, but these Ancient Emperor's Ice Blasts are so very impactful with the Aghanim Scepter effect as well. We'll try to go for a couple of reconnects here. As soon as that most likely fails, we'll go look at another reconnect option. But really, this is unfortunately plaguing us a lot more than we'd like to deal with, especially since we have the schedule to adhere to. So, yes, it is happening again. Yes, we have a quick disconnect out. No, I'm not sure there's anything we can do about it, but we can talk about the game a little bit more.
All right, so I really hope we don't have to reload again, but it doesn't matter either way. As long as the match gets completed and both teams are happy.
Yeah.
That was. I'm actually see the stream with a little bit of delay coming in, and that fight was just really all over the place, and PR were reluctant enough to come out of that alive.
Yeah, very crazy back and forth. I mean, there were so many different really cool uses of skills, but in the end, it's really the aspect of them walking away such low HP and the shadow threshold there being so high with the Aghanim Scepter. It ticks away. They don't have, they don't have a pipe, so they don't have a great way to respond to that damage, and we'll see.
We will indeed. I'm gonna try reconnecting just for fun. Let's see if that works. And oh man, everybody's just getting so big from both sides, and the kill differential as well is not that great anymore, as Hellraiser just keeps picking up picks after picks. And I believe this Roshan should go over to Power Rangers, as they were already in pit, I believe, when we DC'd out, or no, it was Dread and Dragonite fighting it out.
Yeah, they forced them out of the pit there. They really wanted to finish it off because Roche was already so low, but that buff that was received, I think it was 6.81B, I'm not sure, but Roshan got a buff to his armor gains over time, and as this game has gone past the 40-minute mark, we are looking at a pretty beefy hero that does not get taken down just from treants alone. He definitely needs a little bit more than the potato sack right clicks of the Sand King and comparatively farmed Nature's Prophet, but just not sufficiently to bring it down quickly. But looks like we have another issue on hand. I'll remember the overlay when we get back into it, guys, but for now, we're back to the drawing board on that one, and we'll be seeing most likely a reload. Yeah,
everybody's leaving it. All right. And so let's see, where is he at? It's here? No, it's here. It should be here. Yes, all right, so the reload comes through. Let's join that.
Fun times here in Dota 2. Got,
hey, man, it could be worse. You could have a not reload.
Could have been casting for 25 hours? Is that what we're going for?
Hey! You're a robot. You're like a cyborg caster, okay? You're like Cyborg Matt, but a caster.
Nice. Cyborg Blaze. I like the ring of that. But yeah, I mean, it's been a crazy day. I kind of just want it to end, but at the same time, the games are good, and you can't complain about that.
If anything, you could just take a break, go get some coffee. There's enough remakes to allow that. Certainly. And okay, we're starting it up again. Hopefully, we'll be good.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, now is your time to type in all caps in the chat. Who are your rares on? Who do you think is going to take this one? For the longest of time, I really thought Power Rangers, but these last few minutes might have convinced me otherwise. It really depends if Artsel gets his act together. Like, he's still so low on the tier list of teamfight contributions, and
his arrows aren't really doing anything with his BKBs.
They're okay. The arrows aren't bad, but everything that follows the arrows aren't really that substantial. The right clicks are minimal, and his farm just it's been stagnated since he picked up the Mjolnir. So I don't know. Round 2.
Round 2 by Shotchla.
Oh, this is, they paused right where they were squaring off against one another here. The Ancient Apparition did fall, but that was for Joed and Shotchla. We're yelling at each other.
Wow. What a non-man. Just runs away. I bet you that's Shotchla speaking in Russian saying, "Come back here." I don't know. Whatever.
Who knows?
I just want to learn Russian so I can translate. And the Hellraisers, they're in the position to go straight towards this Roshan, and it's still low enough, so Dread's going to solo it out for a little bit. Dread still has tier 1 boots. Boots of speed, the brown boots.
Yeah. COT is probably going to be, obviously, the natural progression there. Really strong in general in a late game stage, but in this patch in particular, this gives you the potential to actually be almost as global as that Nature's Prophet, so very important. Either way, the Aegis will be going to the Mirana here, keeping her in the fight a little bit more, and it's going to be Cheese at least hold net for now by Jende, so we'll see what he can come from that. The creep waves are pushing in, though. 1 tier 4 has already fallen. Every moment they step outside their base, Hellraisers find themselves in a very difficult way as far as the creep equilibrium, just kind of pushing in continuously, doing some real damage to the structures and making it so that essentially they're going to be in a position where they always have to leave one important person behind. I don't think they want to leave the Mirana behind, despite her having the Mjolnir and the fastest creep clear. She does not want to be out of the fight for that long, so maybe we'll just see the Venge do it, kind of play that role, and see what she can do to hold off the massing forces of the Radiant creeps.
Invisibility.
And Luna has the butterfly too, and she's working her way. I keep saying she's going to be making this satanic, but it just doesn't seem to be coming out, and he actually picks up a Crystallis now. So Daedalus, maybe going to be his next item, and look for those critting first glaives.
Yeah, you just, when it comes down to dealing with his Dust Prophet, the big thing he's looking for right now is burst damage, and if it's not going to come out magically against the 7-second BKB, might as well just bring it out physically with some good, hard right clicks. One important aspect as well is that the Satanic can be so easily nullified by either the Brewmaster Dispel, if it's not covered up by BKB, or can just be
Drunken Haze,
by the Ice Blast.
And he'll just miss all the shots.
Yeah, or the Ice Blast is the big deal there, and that's going to be for a long duration of the team fight.
All right, and let's see where they're going to be looking to go. There's going to be those archers going to be creeping on down that mid lane and pushing out just a little bit faster. So, they just send Shotchlo, and we just, I keep wanting to say just Zik, but it's okay. And as long as they keep bot pushed out, they'll be in a great position from PR side, because that mid lane is going to be pushing itself out, and Cheshire Cat could just try to rat it out and take down mid by himself, if anything.
There's so many risks right now for both sides. Like, they don't want to do something too ambitious, because the second it falls flat on its face, you're going to know it. You're going to see the gold swing back. The any momentum that was gained over the past several minutes is going to be set right back to square one. So, I don't know. They obviously need to make something happen long term, because they can't just kind of sit in their base and let the creeps keep on pushing in and wait for PR to do something stupid. But all the same, right now they only have limited options, and it seems a 4-man movement, perhaps with smoke, would be the best way to go about that.
We just has to be pretty careful. That Ice Blast just scouted him out. The pings are coming through. They know he's there. There's the Shivas, and the arrow's not going to connect, but the Yules is there, and bye-bye, Mr. American Pie. As he falls, and Murano will pick up the kill. Art Style finally getting something.
You have learned nothing.
Yeah, so just a good movement, good control over their side of the map. But we do see Power Rangers have some great wards coming out. They are not going to be countered very soon. The gem did go over to the both sides, so I think there is somewhere on the Dower side a gem. Not on the courier, not in the fountain.
Base.
Okay, it probably is Radiance then. Maybe they got two. I didn't see it.
I believe they actually picked the counter kill on somebody, and it was picked up. So
Take that.
Okay, so
I don't remember who.
We'll play Where's Waldo here with the second gem at your side that's on the map.
I'm looking around right now. There's actually going to be the trans scouting out Jaden, or Jendi, and they're trying to commit up top here. And there's the Scythe of Ice going back in. They swapped Red out though. Jendi is going to be putting himself in that position. The Shivas comes through. It's going to slow them up for a little bit. BKB, the Exorcism coming through. Shotzel's going to try to teleport his way back to base and does make it. Dread in the meantime chasing down Cheshire Cat. He will not save himself with that Sprout and will end up falling. And down bot Nexus, he's going to try to split push. He's trying to rat it out.
Yeah, he's got a lot of CS, he's got a lot of farm behind him, but in the end, a single TP and he's going to be forced back here. So a little bit of chip damage maybe in the tier 3, but no, it doesn't even go that far in. So, yeah, you can't really take a fight without your main damage dealer here, and Luna, she's spreading the map, she's trying to get as farmed as can be. So maybe with BOTs you can make a play like that, because you can always jump to the Summon Treants of Nature's Prophet, or maybe the Creep Wave in that circumstance. But as he's just running around on the treads at the moment, has to be very careful about how he chooses to position himself and across the map where he's going to be making his greatest impact. Farming, fighting, just not getting picked off. That's I guess the top of the list there.
All right, and Luna and Nature's Prophet, they're catching up here to Yoki. I gotta say that they're putting in the work farming. Art Style, he's been finagling his way around. He picks up his MKB with the Mjolnir, so he's actually going to be dishing out a bunch of damage. So they have to be a little mindful for him. But it doesn't look like he's been getting in any of like the necessary positions he needs to get into these fights effectively. And J4, he's got a where's this? The Ghost Scepter. Heh.
This gem is really bothering me. I'm curious if the reload was just sent it into the abyss, like if it was on the ground at the time. Because they've bought another one now on the Ancient Apparition. I guess he has Will Despair at this point, but
maybe they sold it?
No, that's not possible actually. Yeah, you can't break it anymore. You can't sell it anymore. It is all involved until the game crashes apparently. But no matter, one gem on both sides. Map control contested heavily, and Power Rangers grouping up as 4, with the Nature's Prophet the only one that has the freedom to go where he will, as he does, of course, have that global teleport spell.
And kind of everybody just hanging out towards the top here from Power Rangers side. They have a smoke, and they're going to try to go for some kind of play. Maybe try to pick off whoever's farming over here. That is Dread, so they need to get the silence and the stuns off very quickly. But they back off, and Hellraisers are just going to be playing from inside the base. That's all they need to do, and just try to win the fight from there. If they can find a pick off on anybody, maybe even Cheshire Cat here, then they're still in a really good position. But the rat could come out from the smoke, and they could just try to push the tier 4. Jendi is the only one up in the high ground too, so he might be able to spot somebody out. All depends if they jump the gun or not from Power Rangers side, and they actually do see him. So their smoke fades. They can't do anything with it. And maybe the next fight's going to be at the Roshan, because it's still got a little while to tick away.
Yep, Roche cycles kind of defining the clashes here, and usually everybody preps for that by building up a buyback that's going to be available for the next Roshan as well. Nice defensive disruption, but it means that we just will eat the arrow, and they will follow it up with the Ice Blast. Not going to net any kills off of that, but certainly scaring him.
He crit. That's Ags. He's dead. We just is gone. And Cryptstorm, nope, they're just going to let him fall. There it goes. He ended up popping to the to Dread's Brewmaster, and that's the picks we don't like to see.
Yeah, but he does not have BKB at the moment, and Cheshire Cat can go for that Hex or Orchid play to try to prevent the split in the next fight. Has to happen within 55 seconds, though, and that means they won't be fighting with the Shadow Demon. So, all in all, hard to make that call. But at least for now, Drake gets a nice little pick off, and his BKB is not that important as far as timing goes. Because, of course, he is just going to be using it to get to the split phase.
Smoking down bot here. Artstyle pops the BKB preemptively, trying to look for Cheshire Cat. He will be able to get out of there with that teleport.
Oh, they get the swap on a shot, so though, forcing another BKB, TP, and no answer.
All right, so again, Power Rangers getting caught out of position and forced to just get away in any means necessary. Man, Hellraisers are really making this difficult for Power Rangers right now. They do not want to lose this game, and they're doing everything to put the stops to Power Rangers. Be it shot slow, being forced out, and being Cheshire Cat forced to run away as much as possible. He can't even effectively split push either. Like, they're just always there for him. And it's only a 7 kill differential as well.
This is just a really tight game. I mean, right now the golden experience doesn't really matter. At 54 minutes, that's unless it's in the tens of thousands of difference, they're going to be pretty clear cut between the two sides. Nexus is picking up this Monkey King bar, so he can just do that extra bit of right-click damage. That's what he ends up. Well, actually, he had a Chrysalis before, didn't he? Like it wasn't.
Yeah, I think he sold it and got a Monkey King bar.
Yeah, because it wasn't like the demonage component, which you're flexible about. It was actually the Chrysalis that he somehow rubbed it together and found some true strike out of. I don't know, but yeah, he'll be able to pick up that, and that will, of course, make it a lot easier to deal with this Brewmaster's passive and active effects.
All right, Roshan spawning in a minute as well, and they pause the game. All right. Nexus has to be careful. Hellraisers need a minute, and he just pops the illusions and runs away. Cheshire Cat's waiting in the wings too. He wants to split push. J4, he's hanging out towards top too, and just drawing circles on the map. Getting a little bored there. He's drawing the sandstorm.
Well, yeah, we saw how big of an impact J4's sandstorms were down in the early game bottom lane, so he's just trying to emphasize how big his sandstorms can be. But in this case, the half global range might be a little bit of an exaggeration here.
I'd be really scared if I was Power Rangers right now. I would honestly be really scared. They keep getting put into positions where they can't capitalize at all, and they really need to start doing some work and getting their own picks. But it's so hard. The defensive wards have been working out pretty well. This ward especially has been like the best ward they've had.
Oh yeah, in general, like this is the best ward on the map for this entire game. No matter who has it, it's been just such the most important ward you can possibly have, and it's been making it so that Hellraisers got back into this game. 100% MVP ward, if you can call it such a thing. But yeah, I don't know. In this position, it's a very difficult from both sides because you have to be careful about how you use your magic community, what disables you're going to be preventing and such. And
J4's kind of perched. He's sitting in that spot. Is he gonna back out? He might. They might try to push up here. I'm not sure
what I think he's accomplishing right now is making it so there is no backdoor protection for the Dire base. As long as he stays in that spot, no, he has to be a little bit further to the east apparently. But backdoor protection did kick back in, and won't be able to go for some rat plays from the Furion. But there's a thing you can do, putting creeps, and I believe it works with heroes all the same, is putting them in this easternmost position. You can keep the backdoor protection down, treating it like you have never left the base in the first place.
And Artstyle still sitting on the cheese too, so that's gonna help him out next fight. The D ward coming in from Ouija's Zik, they ping him out and he blinks away. He'll actually back out. They actually do see J4. They swap him back, he'll get Drunken Haze, and he's gonna get caught out again, and he's dead. Marana, Artstyle picking up the kill.
Yeah, he uses Blink and Burrow Strike both just to farm out, to get out of his previous position, and it cost him his life. And now we do see the Hellraisers are very confident moving out across the map. With that pick off, they can force the back of the Sand King, and he doesn't have BOTs. He's actually going to use Smoke to try to get to the front line a little bit faster, TPing to the tier 2.
J4 just doesn't care. He buys back, and They want to make this Roche fight happen.
Yeah, it's all about this Roshan, obviously. The Aegis, the cheese, it really comes down to bringing down Death Prophet, and if she has either of those, it's not so easy. The cheese in particular is a problem, but you also have to consider Death Prophet's slots. Does she drop phase boots for this and become just a slow-moving siege tank? I don't know, but at this current state of affairs, no matter the case, they just can't afford to give it away.
I think PR are done split pushing now. There's the Sight Device on the Shotsley.
The arrow! Shotsley's going down.
He's gonna go down. There's the Ice Blast on top of it. He gets defensively disrupted until they swap We Just In back, as now he's gonna fall, and so does Shotshlow. Oh no, they finally decided to group, and it might be just a little too late. They're chasing down onto Moore. They want to get Cheshire Cat or Nexus if they can, but they get too far away, and they'll go for the 2 for none and try to take Roche.
Yeah, so we still see a lot of buybacks available, so the few that have been expended are going to be the make or break ones here, but we do see the Sand King. He's looking for an opportunity. The epicenter in the pit is what he wants, but they still have BKBs, and they're going to pop them before the Sand King can enter the pit.
There's the epicenter on top of it. The split comes through. They're doing so much damage here, actually. Hellraisers are getting destroyed by this. They do end up taking down Dread. The swap comes out onto, I don't know who that was, and they turn it around, and Shotshlow is going to end up falling here as well.
The base.
Brewmaster's going to end up buying back the base. That Brax does end up staying alive just barely as Cheshire Cat trying to do the rat at the end, but he will end up falling here. One more auto attack comes through, and he's dead.
The no embassy troops this time around. The melee Rax will stay alive on the middle lane. The tier 4 is getting chunked down though, 373 HP. That does not grow back, and yeah, the throne is going to be able to be exposed very, very soon. But we see BOT's picked up on Yoki. He goes for the high mobility build across the map, and they essentially want to make it so that if they continuously push out one creep wave, Power Rangers is either going to have to fight them on that creep wave to push it back the other way. That's kind of a tug of war there. Or they're going to essentially always have the option to go for a base race, which honestly, although Luna used to be the hero with the highest building damage per game statistic, I think that HR might be able to even run for their money. If they pick up like a Desolator for a quick armor reduction tool, I really do think this Death Prophet's ultimate can really pack a punch.
It already is packing a punch. You saw it. You put the full use in the pit there. They're going to try to hold off these push. The Luna Illusion's doing quite a bit of work there. Shred. Got to be a little careful. So does Art Style, actually, as he's getting chunked out to shreds. He doesn't have the Aegis anymore either. So they're going to go straight to high ground. Look at Yoki. He just doesn't care. And he has Exorcism available in 1 second. We'll see him most likely
He'll save it for a second life. He's going to buy back BOT and then pop the Exorcism.
Let's see. They're already high ground here. A bunch of damage coming in. Prophet Ultimate comes out. Exorcism as well. And that is going to be the tower falling.
Nice flank from J4 though. They will lose Rax, but look at this flanking movement from the Sand King. If he can get this epicenter off, it'd be huge. But first he needs the initiation on Arcel. He really wants that burst strike onto him. For now, they're suppressed by the Ice Blast, and yeah, although he's in a great position, they don't find their opening. HR take the free lane of 2 Rax. They get back in time to counter push on the top lane, and Power Rangers only lose out of the Dragon Knight's pickoff.
All right, and it's getting scarier and scarier, man. They keep getting these picks that they really need from Hellraiser's side, and Power Rangers just can't do anything about it. This seems like a little bit of a... I just feel like it's a bunch of miscommunication coming in from Power Rangers right now. Like, these pickoffs just shouldn't be happening. Like the Sand King up top, like he could have stayed safe completely, and then like the Roshan pit they ran in, but it was a good swap from Jendi as well to keep someone safe. But I don't know. It's Power Rangers. Looks like they're kind of falling apart in this late game. They're doing what they can, but there's no Rat Dota to come in from Cheshire Cat.
They seem to have unstable grasp of the power struggle here, as far as like who's got the most potential to do what. So like they keep on getting barraged by the Brewmaster on the front line. He creates a great buffer for them, but he's the one that they essentially just have to have the BKBs and MKBs up and completely ignore as they gun down this Death Prophet, because the bottom line is if Death Prophet lives through the fight, she's still going to be able to absolutely destroy your team. And honestly, the Mirana's getting there too. Like we were talking about before the big game breakdown.
She's almost got Daedalus.
That she didn't have any damage, but that's far from true now. She's just about 6 slotted. She has so much potential here. And Crit, Monkey King Bar, Mjolnir, just in a really good way. Not?
She could pick up her Eagle Song here if she wants to.
You would not buy out in this situation.
Save for buyback, obviously, but later on.
Yeah, as you build it up. Right now, she's got 1,000 unreliable gold rather, banked up, so she's going to be farming about 2k more before she makes a decision like that. For now, TP scroll is probably the best way to use that item slot, but they still want to find their opening, and they're kind of dancing back and forth here. They don't want to get caught out either.
Nobody wants to get caught out at this point. It'd be absolutely destructive to your team, but we'll see. The one getting caught out the most is the Power Ranger side, so they need to work on that, as they're just going to go back to farming and keep on trying to buy off these items, save for buybacks, and currently the timer is still going down for Dragonite and Death and Nature's Prophet, so they will keep that passive position and not look to die again until they have buyback out, at least.
Man, this would be such an intense game if I wasn't just so exhausted from.
You can just hear it in the voice.
Yeah, it's Dragonite. Like there was a lot of exuberance going into this match. There was just a lot of momentum from the previous game. High expectations for this one, but now we've reached that 63-minute mark where. At this point, it's been a long night. It has been a very, very long night. There's been a lot of Dota, and eventually you do reach a point of maybe it's a bit too much. But we'll soldier on until BTS are back on their feet, internet-wise. And for now, it looks to be a pretty interesting potential late game as Yoki does pick up the Refresher Orb.
Yeah, Zelda's Eels picked it up. Just want to highlight that. And 2 exorcisms in the fight. It's going to be scary. They have literally all the push potential they need to just go straight down any lane and absolutely destroy it.
Also, refreshing the Shivas and the Scythe is a pretty good utility. So getting the double Hex out could be absolutely game-breaking, getting somebody's first life picked off completely. As far as the BKBs go, they're remember the charges are tied to heroes, so you cannot buy a new BKB and refresh it. And that makes the fact that Nexus has, at this point in time, a 9-second BKB all the more incredible.
Yeah. He really hasn't had a time to use it, though. He keeps trying to go into the fights. Like, the one time he used it was in the Roshan pit. And other than that, he's just never used it.
Yeah. On the other hand, the Mirana is walking on eggshells. Every time she walks up to the Nature's Prophet, she knows the Hex is there. And she's just absolutely concerned she's going to get immediately hexed, orchided, anything taken out. And, doesn't have the confidence to survive through that initial barrage. But we do see the gems are used to deward to take control over the map, and it really does come down to just zone area denial, controlling different parts of the map and controlling the routes of farm as they progress towards the hyper late game. There's no clear-cut winner in hyper late game, but Luna, she has a really good chance at it. With the Butterfly, MKB, Satanic, Manta style BKB, she's already pretty much there, but you add a Divine Rapier on top, and that hero.
What would she get rid of? She needs the Manta to split push.
You don't need treads. And there's a couple of ways you can look at it. Actually, down bottom, we're going to be seeing a huge pickoff potentially, but no, the Blink Dagger keeps them up. But essentially, when you're playing on the defensive, you don't need boots. Bottom line is, when you're in your own base, you've already got a lot of base movement speed. If you're on the defensive and HR push again, have a Divine Rapier instead of treads. But when you're out on the map, you want BOTs, at least following you behind on a courier, and that way you can get back to where you need to be under certain circumstances, like a base race.
J4 needs to be careful here. They are all there. He's gonna get pincered in. He's telling Epicenter, but he gets canceled. There's the Scythe device on top of it. He's just gonna end up dying here. There's so much damage coming out. That's like the 5th time, J4, and now they're gonna look for Cheshire Cat. He's stuck in the trees right now. He can't teleport. They can just hit him. BKB sprouts himself in with Dread, and he's dead.
Absolutely painful. I don't want to say it, but abysmal pickoffs coming out for Power Rangers. 112 seconds without the Nature's Prophet. No buyback for him. He didn't have the cash for it. Because he purchased, of course, this Monkey King bar in addition to all the other items he's accumulated over.
Can they buy back?
They should be able to. No buyback on either Sand King or the Nature's Prophet. Like, that's the game deciding pickoff right there. They can go for a base race, and it looks like that's what Nexus will look towards. But we've talked about this before. The Exorcism is damn good, and he's got the Refresher. He has it 100% uptime, so they don't win a base race here, even with the fortification.
They're gonna try. This is gonna be really intense, actually. They're gonna force Dread to come back. They BKB right through it. They're just going straight for the throne at this point. And now they use the fortification from the Radiant side. They're just gonna be able to get it. Nexus is gonna be able to do it with Shotshell. They try to use them up, but it doesn't matter. Are you kidding me?
Wow.
Is that how the game ends? Is that really just how it ended?
That is how the game ends. And a couple of things to mention is that the 9-second BKB is pretty freaking good against Brewmaster right there, who's trying to prevent their damage. The Sankin got a double stun, or maybe even a triple, not just a double, on a couple of the heroes in the Radiant base, delaying their damage output. And the last thing I'll mention is a change that happened to Luna several patches back that absolutely amplified her damage here. And it's essentially, if the lunar glaives, the moon glaives, whatever, have bounced to their maximum capacity with the targets in range, they'll bounce back to previous targets that include the throne. So bouncing around to these little buildings and maybe the heroes nearby, if they reach their max bounce capacity, they'll go right back and do some extra damage to the throne. And with that, they've got the AC, they've got the butterfly attack speed, obviously, and one big thing is that there is no negative armor on the side of Hellraisers. They don't have a Desolator, I don't see an AC, they just didn't build for it, and then not even a Necro 3. So in the end, although Death Prophet has a huge amount of potential, Luna is the carry that brings down buildings. She has the highest building damage per game, and she shows it here. Nexus takes it. Wow, it was a long one, but an hour and 6 minutes. Power Rangers
and
pull the
don't
upset.
forget the restarts.
Yeah,
well.
I don't even want to think about it, man. It's been. Let's go to the next one. Yeah. All right, guys, we're going to be going into the next game of Starladder Europe here on Beyond the Summit. Just double checking, making sure miraculously Beyond the Summit didn't get internet in the past few minutes. It doesn't look. We're going to another game. Sorry about the stream quality if you guys are upset by that. Unfortunately, there's not much that can be done. I'm going to try to collaborate with Pimp Munkle, and maybe he can hook us up with some casual observer type things to stream it up. But yeah, we'll be figuring that out in between the games, which will be happening very soon. A very brief break before we jump into the next game. Virtus Pro versus Fnatic, the XMYM plus Hani roster. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Once again, it's been a pleasure to broadcast for you guys. I don't mean to sound bored. It just literally has been a long day, starting off at like